Welcome back. 1 year ago, Hurricane Ida was making its way slowly across Louisiana, having made landfall near Port Fourchon as a Category 4 storm. An area hit hard by floods was Lower Jefferson Parish. Was water still high in Lafitte days after the storm. And Lafitte is where we find your local weather expert, Chief Meteorologist Chris Franklin. Chris?
Yeah, Lower Jefferson, really one of the first areas to begin feeling the impacts of Hurricane Ida, and also one of the areas probably hardest hit as the storm approached the coast, eventually making landfall just to the west of southern Jefferson Parish. And I'm joined now by Parish President Cynthia Lee Sheng, and thank you so much. I actually was with you about 11 months ago, and this was a completely different site here in Lafitte. This was a distribution center and kind of a different tale today. Tell us a little bit about the recovery down in Lafitte and Lower Jefferson.
Yeah, we're here in Lafitte, and if you drove down here, right now, a year ago, you wouldn't believe how much work has been done to make this community and put it back together. Same thing for Grand Isle, a tremendous amount of work, and thanks to all our partners to really getting us back on our feet. It's been a long year, but I never would have thought we were this far a year out.
So, I mean, is this surprising, the amount of progress that's been made in just the last year, say even 11 months? From where you thought maybe we would be at this point?
Well, if you will recall, Lafitte, and we always come down here, this whole area was underwater, and we had to board by boat on the Lafitte Parkway. Further, normally we board by boat all the way down there, and it was the whole community was underwater. And then when the water subsided, it was nothing but mud. A huge amount of mud in people's homes. So it was so difficult to get all that mud removed, and homeowners, you would see them just pushing the mud out of their houses. So it was a lot. Grand Isle opposite, it looked dry, it looked filled with sand. I mean, we're one parish, but it was very different looking. If you took a picture of it, it looked very different. So yeah, from that perspective, we have gone farther than I ever would have thought we would have in a year. But there are other things that we deal with, insurance, and we deal with things that really shouldn't be taking a year. So I say it's like two sides of a coin that we look at a year out later.
And there are always those same problems that we all have to deal with insurance and all, but what's nice about this part is that there's a big community that is trying to help the rebuild, and you were just at an event for Habitat for Humanity. Tell us a little about what was going on with that.
Yeah, it was a great event to mark the 1 year anniversary. Habitat for Humanity put a big investment in this community, $4.5 million with a commitment to about 40 homes. And so we were at the house of the first homeowners. And the beauty of that is, just like anything, when you're down and you struggle, to build back stronger. And that house represents that. It is going to be a stronger house. It is going to be able to withstand, I want to say they said 130 mile per hour winds, and the straps on the house, and it's elevated. So these people lost their homes, but they will rebuild and have a new home and a stronger home, and that's the message that that's what we can take from this.
So still a long way to go, but you're encouraged by the progress that has been made.
We have been encouraged all year long, and there are stories like this throughout everywhere, where we're building back stronger. If you look at, our Grand Isle water line, we had to barge water to Grand Isle for 3 months. We had to rebuild that 32-mile water line to Grand Isle. It's stronger. We have, alternate plans to get, water from Lafourche Parish. Our water system, our sewer system, when Upper Jefferson was dealing with that. We were racing against time to get those public works systems back on. We look at funding, redundancy in those systems. So everything is, with an eye to building back stronger.
President Sheng, thank you so much, and good luck for the rest of the recovery and hopefully to a quieter hurricane season.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Hopefully to many quiet hurricane seasons from now. Again, the rebuilding is there. Recovery is evident, but still a long way to go in Lower Jefferson. Live in Lafitte, I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Franklin.
That's an encouraging update. Thank you, Chris.